8 September 2022. Morning Murli, Shanti, BapDada, Madhuban. Sweet children, your old enemy is Ravan. Your war is very dangerous. The more yoga you have with the one, the more power you will receive to conquer the enemy. Question: how is the department of you Brahmins completely separate from that of human beings, and which department is it? Answer: the department of you Brahmins is to become pure and make others pure by following Srimad. You burn your sins away with the power of yoga. The Father fulfills all your desires. Whatever people do, it continues to bring them down. They learn all the occult powers, etc., and yet continue to become impure. Song: our pilgrimage is unique. Shanti. While living in this old world, you children have no more connection with the old world. You are making effort to claim your inheritance from the unlimited Father for the new world. Until establishment takes place through you are sitting in the old world, all your attention is on earning a true income for heaven. You can see signs of the destruction that has to take place. You know that the flames of destruction emerge from the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. This Mahabharat war definitely has to take place for our own benefit, that is, for the benefit of our Bharat. In fact, you are not battling with anyone now. You are doubly non-violent. You neither have the violence of lust nor of anger. The main violence is lust. This world is impure. How did you become impure? Because of vice. The vice of lust has caused you sorrow from its beginning through the middle to the end. This is not said of anger. There is the question of purity and impurity. It is lust that deceives everyone. It is because of this vice that innocent ones are assaulted. If someone becomes pure and their partner does not, they fight. The Father says both have to promise to sit on the pyre of knowledge. They make you sit on the pyre of lust. The Father cancels that deal. The pure work is now being established, and so that deal has to be cancelled. By sitting on the pyre of knowledge, you will become pure and the masters of the pure world. You too have a war. In fact, your war is more dangerous than any physical war because Ravan is your very old enemy. You have to conquer him. The more your entered yoga is connected to the One, the more power you will receive. Everything depends on following Srimad. Srimad says, while living at home with your families, become full of all virtues, 16 degrees full. It is souls that have to begin thus. Souls were 16 celestial degrees full, and while taking 84 births, they have continued to come down. You children know that there definitely was the kingdom of deities. The kingdom of Ram was established. They have given the name of Ram, but in fact the name it shifts. They say salutations to Shiv. They don't say salutations to Ram. The name shivbaba is absolutely right. No one calls Ram Baba. They call shivbaba. Ram means the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, not the King Ram of the warrior caste. People continue to repeat whatever they hear. Now no one apart from you children has accurate yoga with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. They believe that the Supreme Soul is a form of light or the Brahma element and that he is beyond name and form. If they speak of Brahma, they think that too is his name. They don't understand anything at all. The Father says, I am the ocean of knowledge. I am extremely subtle. There is nothing more subtle than he is. He is extremely subtle. Just as the seed of a tree is very subtle, it is tiny to look at. So the seed of the human world tree is most subtle of all. Poppy seeds are the tiniest of all. They are very fine. Their plants are very big. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is an even subtler point than that seed. The Father says, among you two, you know me number-wise, who I am and what I am. Only a handful out of multi-millions understands the secret. No human being can have the praise of shivbaba. See how he comes and purifies the impure world. He personally comes here and teaches the children. They don't know anything at all. They neither know me nor the cycle. You now know number-wise according to your efforts. You don't have any connection with the things of this old world. People are in extreme darkness. They have their own business and you have your own business. You are the incognito army with the power of yoga. Those armies are of physical power. You know them, but no one knows you. Scientists try to go to the stars. They have seen them, and so they think, why can't we go there? Why can't we reach the bottom of the sea? This is why they continue to make effort. However, they cannot make effort for something that cannot be seen with these eyes. They only have physical things in their intellects and they continue to make effort for those things. They don't know the most subtle one, the Supreme Soul at all. He himself comes and gives the children his introduction. You made a large image of an oval form of light, and so that enters your intellects. The Father continues to explain to you children, just as the ways and directions of the Father are unique. In the same way, your directions for salvation are on the whole unique. You don't have any connection with anything else. You have become true Brahmins. There is an expansion of those Brahmins. Those Brahmins say, we are the children of Brahma. Brahma is Prajapita, father of humanity. Who is his father? No one knows this. The speak of Trimurti Brahma. How can there be three forms of Brahma? They are just three deities, and the activity of each one is separate. The Creator is only the one Shiv. All of us are His creation, and we reside there. The highest on high Father is the Supreme Soul. Only the one incorporeal Father is called the Supreme Soul. It isn't that because He is the incorporeal Supreme Soul and that we souls are also incorporeal, that all are one, that all are His form. No, the Father is separate from the children. The Father has given you knowledge. It is not mentioned in the scriptures that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, sits and teaches Brahmins the mouth-born creation of Brahma. God came and created the mouth-born creation of Brahma. When the cycle ends at the confluence age, the Father comes and brings about the end of the impure world and the beginning of the pure world. Therefore, He definitely has to come at the confluence age. It takes time to become pure. For half a cycle, there is a burden of sin on your heads. The alloy that is mixed in souls will be removed with the fire of yoga. You have to become Satopradhan. We have become impure and we will continue to become pure by having remembrance alone. This is so easy. We have to go around the cycle of 84 births once again. You children have received this knowledge. The Father says, I have come to teach you Raj Yoga once again. The Father gives you the inheritance whereas Ravan curses you. Only the Father sits here and explains this. The Father comes at this time and fulfills all your desires. It is Maya who fulfills all impure desires. Those with occult powers earn a lot of money nowadays. Maya fulfill those desires of theirs. They have books about that too. You don't have any books. You don't have to study any scriptures, etc. You have received the Father's Srimad. Children, become pure and make others pure. You must never become impure. This department of yours is separate. Those who became Brahmins in the previous cycle will come and make effort. Look how the sampling of the deities is being planted. People continue to become Brahmins. Those who listen to even a little knowledge will become part of the subjects. They will go into the kingdom. Death is just ahead. Conflict can become more intense or it can even stop. The intellect says that there is still some time left. The kingdom has not yet been established. You have not yet given knowledge to the kings or sannyasis. The intellect says that there is still time left before destruction. However, real souls will continue to take place. It is a wonder. Those people have sacrificial fires to end wars, whereas God has created the sacrificial fire to transform the whole world. There will be a little peace, and people will say it is because we created a sacrificial fire. Once the sacrificial fire becomes successful, they would continue to have them. They create a sacrificial fire for it to rain, and they become happy if it does rain. If it doesn't rain, they would say that that is God's will. When someone sheds his or her body, they say that he or she has become a resident of heaven. In that case, there is no need to mourn or that person. If it doesn't rain, they would say that that is God's will. When someone sheds his or her body, they say that he or she has become a resident of heaven. In that case, there is no need to mourn for that person. If that person has gone to heaven, then consider it to be his great fortune. Maya Ravan has locked everyone's intellect. You know that you are making effort once again exactly as you did in the previous cycle. Bharat is an imperishable land and there are no other religions at that time. They were all created later on. This is also said to be the destiny of the drama. Rivers of blood flow here. They continue to fly with one another, although they have been living as brothers for a long time. Hindus and Muslims still have separate religions. They came later and so they fight among themselves. You don't have any connection with that. You have to remain engaged in doing your service. Simply take 3 feet of land and open the spiritual hospital. Then expansion will gradually continue to take place. The lake will be created drop by drop in this way. Also, keep this picture in your home. Come and we will explain how you can claim your inheritance from the unlimited Father for 21 births. Death is just ahead. Now, simply remember the unlimited Father and the inheritance. This is called the land of death. The Father says, remember me and I will take you back with me. This is why he says, I am the death of all deaths. I am the great death. There is the immortal throne. You are immortal souls. You children understand that you are completely unique in this world. The one who is teaching you here is unique. He speaks to souls. It is souls that listen and souls that speak through their mouths. This soul is listening through these ears. I, a soul, am doing this through this body. It is souls that experience taste. It is souls that say, this is sweet or this is sour. Sanskars are in the soul. The Father says to souls, you now have to return home. You have taken 84 births and you now have to shed those bodies and remove your attachment from them. A snake doesn't have attachment to its skin. It sheds its old skin and takes a new one. Those are your old skins. They have to be shed in the same way. The example of the buzzing moth also applies to you. In fact, sannyasis cannot give this example. Everyone in this impure world is like a vicious insect. You Brahmins buzz this knowledge to them and purify them. You say, remember shivbaba. This is the magic to change human beings into deities. All these are his names: the magician, the businessman, and the jewel merchant. Acha, I explained a great deal to you children. Nevertheless, you are told to remember the father and the inheritance. The father says, if you surrender yourselves to me once, I will surrender myself to you 21 times. This deal is very good, is it not? Shivbaba is the bestower. He shows you the way how to remove attachment while living at home with your families. Continue to follow Srimad. Purity is first, and thus this is a spiritual pilgrimage. Everything depends on this pilgrimage. Human beings go on so many physical pilgrimages. Yours is only the one spiritual pilgrimage. That soul sits here and teaches all souls this. All of this is a matter of the intellect. Sorrow cannot come to you, children. You know that such a great destruction is to take place for us. Therefore, you cannot feel sorrow inside. If you do feel sorrow, it means that you are weak or that you don't have that full stage of knowledge. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, remove your attachment from the old skin of your body. Keep your intellect engaged on the spiritual pilgrimage. Second point, don't have any connection with anything of the old world. Sit on the power of knowledge, become pure, and claim your full inheritance from the Father. Blessing. May you constantly perform auspicious tasks by imbibing the nobility of purity and become a highest and most special soul. Explanation. When ordinary souls adopt purity, they are called great souls. Purity is nobility. Purity is worthy of worship. The purity of Brahmins is remembered. When an auspicious task is to be carried out, they have it done by Brahmin priests. In fact, there are many who are Brahmins in name, but you are special souls who do everything according to your name. You perform ordinary actions in remembrance of the Father, and so you become special. This is why, when you perform such special actions, you become the highest and most special souls. Slogan. To give all souls the experience of happiness through yourself is to be a master bestower of happiness. Om Shanti